Hey everyone, welcome back to None the Wiser. My name is Brent, and today we are going to be talking about the Kaiweets thermal imaging camera. Now this is the KTI-W01, and look how big this case is, and that's what it comes in. And it's really nice because whenever you open it, it has like little magnetic cover here. You know what? Here's the deal. I love boxes. I don't know why I love boxes. My wife gives me a hard time, but I keep boxes a lot, and maybe I shouldn't, but I do. Anyways, once you open it up, just like so, you can see the inside there. This is what it comes in. Now, there's nothing in it right now because I am thermal imaging myself as I sit here, because one of the cool things about it is when you use a thermal imaging camera, you can see a multi-point perspective of temperatures within a zone, right? So it's going to be taking and monitoring very many different temperatures through IR. Now, one of the things about this particular camera, I'm just going to read some of the specifications because I don't want to miss any. And my old noggin, it's hard to remember all of these. But this is a vanadium oxide uncooled infrared focal plane, okay? 26, and this is just the infrared solution, 26 by 192. And the infrared response brand, this is 8 to 14, and then pixel size is 12. And then you're going to see a couple different things down here. Let's look at the temperature. It is -4 degrees Fahrenheit to 1,022 degrees Fahrenheit, and then -degrees Celsius to 550 degrees Celsius. Now, the measure accuracy, I mean, it's plus like 2%, something like that, and that's just pretty much how it is. Now, it is actually pretty big, the lens and everything, so I'm going to pick this up here so you can see. This is the actual machine. It does have a lens, and you can put the lens down over top of it to protect it when you're not using it, but you can see, hey, look, it's me. I'm right on camera, and you can see what I'm doing, and you can see the temperatures, and even if I just do something like this and I scan the room, then you can see the different temperatures on the room. Now I am going to stop the recording here, and I'm actually going to shut this off. So I'm going to hold this button right here for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and it's going to shut off. I'm going to put the lens cover back over it, and I'm just going to leave it in, well, actually, I'm just going to show you. It is pretty big, as you can see. It does have a great screen. The reason why I like a standalone infrared imaging camera is because, well, it doesn't rely on your phone. So whenever you have ones that attach to your phone, it kind of monopolizes your phone as you're using it. That's not really cool to me. I really don't want to be monopolized whenever I'm trying to thermal imaging. What if I take a call? What if I'm doing something else? And this takes still pictures and it does videos. It is actually really nice. I think the screen is 2.5 inches or more, but it's really nice to actually see through it. Now, some of the things I like to utilize this for is HVAC. So you can tell what you're actually discharging outside. I am an HVAC tech. With that being said, it's really important to know your delta T's. It's really important to know what your motor temperatures are, your coil temperatures are. Now check this out. What if you have a reversing valve or a solenoid? It's really good to know what the temperature of those solenoids and reversing valves are and the delta T across those, because that could indicate if you indeed do have a solenoid that has stopped working, so the slide valve inside of it, it is no longer working, or if you have a reversing valve which is failing as well. You can do a lot of different things in order to tell what that is. Now, that is not to say that you can't judge the temperatures of vehicles and everything else like that, and that's going to give you a really good idea of what you should and should not be doing or seeing within a vehicle like exhaust temps and everything else. And with that being said, you can also scan your dwellings and your houses and electrical devices. That's probably the most used aspect of this, is where's your heat loss in the house? Where's your heat infiltration within a home as well? And then you can clog the holes based upon the temperature just by reading it, and it gives you an entire understanding as soon as you start measuring. Now, that's really, really, really important. I actually found, if you saw in the video, well, I have no insulation in one of my ceilings, so guess what I'm doing? I'm going to put some insulation in the ceilings because the amount of heat that was coming through, it was 95 degrees outside, 92 degrees to 95 degrees, and the ceiling inside was just about 85 degrees, and that is in a room, and that's typically around 70, 75 degrees. So it's going to absorb the cool air because, or I guess the cool air is going to absorb the heat because heat always travels to cooler and all that great stuff. But there's so many really, really, really good uses out of this. And another thing about it is it does have decent rubber overmolding right here, rubber overmolding on the back of it. Everything is easy to navigate. So whenever you turn it on, you just press this button for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to see that it comes on. You're going to lift the lens right here, and it's going to take a minute to actually come on. So let's get the focus right there, and you're going to see it's going to load and load and load. There you go. Get the screen, adjust camera. You're doing a good job, camera. All right, so here I am. Now, if I just wanted to press like this button over here, that's actually showing you the playback of what you can play back. Let's just get out of there. Let's get out of there. Let's get out of there. And now I am back to just showing me. And this is the cool part about this, is you pretty much have control over everything. Now, if I wanted to press this and I wanted to change what I look like, here, check this out. Let's get that in vision. So you can see it's just a plain video, or you can see just pure temperatures, right? And it's auto telling you where the hottest spot is, where the center point is, where you have a center point, hottest and lowest point, but you can see just how that works. Now, I like to be somewhere right in the middle, somewhere right around here, and that really does help. Now, what if I wanted to change? So if I wanted to go to menu, and let's just say I wanted to change the color palette. I'm going to hit enter here, and then I can change what this looks like. So I can go to this. I can go to here. Which one should I do? Let's go to grayscale, huh? How about that? Let's hit enter. Okay, so now you can see it's changed, and you have some grayscale there. But I like the colors, and I like the reds and the blues, so I'm going to change that back really quick. So we're going to go back to menu, we're going to go back to color palette, we're going to hit enter, and I like spectrum. That's just something that I feel is really nice. So there you go. Now we're back in spectrum. You can see me talking and all that great stuff. And I do have to say, with all these different options on here, all right, so let's talk about emissivity. With emissivity, that is the amount of heat that's rejecting off an object or radiating coming off of it. And with that being said, I'm not an expert on this, but what I can tell you is I keep mine at 0.95 because it seems to be a pretty good medium to see a lot of different things. Now, if you have a highly reflective item, then you want to change your emissivity. If you have something that's black and it's just radiating, it's going to be closer to 1. You could do 0.9 or 0.95. Me not being an expert, I keep it right around 0.95. That's the recommended action for me to use. So I feel like, with that, I'm going to follow the recommendations. Now, this has been a basic overview of this particular tool. It's accurate. It does what you need it to do. It is self-contained, so you're not relying on an internet connection or anything else. You just keep it where you need to keep it. Try and keep it cool. Now, this is a really nice case, and how it sits in here. Just going to put it right back in here. It's not loose at all. This is actually really tough, and it just sits right here, and that's it. You can see it's not moving around. So you're going to be able to keep it in this case. Now, you really do want to keep it in the case to keep it as secure and as safe as possible. So there it is right there. I'm going to keep that in my toolbox, keep it in your work truck, keep it wherever you really need to keep it. But make sure you have it when you need it. Now, one of the things that I've done with this is if we've had mulch fires or something. Now, my profession is facilities. I manage buildings. I build buildings. I have done all that, and I started out in the trades as a kind of a technical engineer, if you would. I have an engineering license to run steam plants, so stuff like that. But you had to learn HVAC, mechanical systems, electrical systems, gas systems, piping and processing. So I've done that for the better part of 20 years. And what I found with a thermal imaging camera, just like a fire department uses, you can find hot spots pretty quick. So your electrical equipment, if you're seeing a loose neutral, it's going to create a ton of heat. If you have a mulch fire outside, someone flicks a cigarette, then it starts a mulch fire. You may not see it topically, but it may burn down into the ground. That's really important because you need to be able to scan. So it's nice to see that too. I always call the fire department, but this gives you a good indication of where the heat is at. And that's why it's very, very crucial to understand where your heat load's at, the heat risk is at, and all that other stuff, or where it's cooler than what it should be running, right? So if you're going to scan your building, what's coming out of the diffusers in the buildings or the registers in your home? Think about that too. Are you getting the right temperature? So at the unit, if it's dispersing 120 degrees Fahrenheit air temperature, then what is it actually coming out of the register? Well, what if it's only 85 degrees? You're losing a huge amount of heat. Now, what I'm trying to do is get you to think along those lines. Think like an engineer. Think like a technician. Think like a troubleshooter who's trying to make sure that you capture the issue at hand. And it's for a great price. And you're actually going to get a huge discount if you use the discount that I link below and you use the link I put below. So use the discount code in the link that I give you, and you're going to be able to get this for an awesome price. Forget about spending $1,000, $500. You're going to be able to get this for an awesome price, something that you're always going to be able to use, and it will always come in handy. My name is Brent. This has been Live Free and Toolon. I hope that this video has helped you in some way. If it did, please jump down below and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. That helps us. We need our analytics to get up there. Long form videos are few and far between, but you can help us because long form videos is where you learn the most. I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye now.